Hey, what's going on, YouTube, everybody? It's your boy King Gabe here, and sorry about the slanted camera angle. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's a little slanted. I tried to adjust my phone where it could be a little more straight than this, but yeah, didn't want. Yeah, I can't really set up a tripod in the car here, and yeah. You know, you're probably saying, like, well, why don't you just go in your house there? Well, I didn't feel, it was like, just felt like sitting in my car there. I just got back from church. Back from church. We didn't make the didn't make the Sunday school class. I did try to make it, but I ended up oversleeping. But I did make the morning worship service, of course. Me and, of course, Brownie. Hello. So, yeah, we did manage to make that. Wifey, of course, had to work. Her Kroger seems to really like her being there on Sundays a lot there. There are Sundays that she has gotten off, but yeah, they're a little tight on that, though. Whereas, like, we sort of we try to at least have a rotation there, because that's why some Sundays I be working, but then I be off on others. But don't know what next month's gonna be like, but hopefully, yeah, I do get to hopefully I still get a couple of Sundays up there despite the rush and everything. So there'll be that. Anyway, so I can at least share with you what I got out of, what we talked about today in the morning service, which is more of that continuation of, the different names that God has been referred to throughout the Testaments, both the Old, so far the Old and now, sort of a leadway into the New Testament, which of course we all know what's going to be coming up next month. Oh yeah, the nativity, and which pretty much they say, what is the name? Emmanuel. That's what. Remember, they say Isaiah 7:14 says, therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and you shall call his name Emmanuel, which of course means God with us. I remember hearing that on one of my VHSs, which I now have on DVD, along with a few others, of the animated series Greatest Adventure Stories from the Bible, the Nativity one. I remember hearing that said from the angel Gabriel. Of course, my name's Gabriel. So yeah, he's that fear not, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And behold, you shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Jesus. He will be great, for he will save his people from their sins. And of course, like I just read here, going to the prophet, the name Emmanuel. So yep, read this little pamphlet that we I don't know if I showed you in the last video or not, but we have these little pamphlets that we fill out as he's preaching and everything. They have like on the screen where you fill in these different blanks. So almost makes you feel like a Bible school in the morning service a little bit. So it's like, in the person of Jesus of Nazareth, God has come to us not for an isolated experience, but for a life-changing, world-impacting relation. Yep. And heaven come to earth, angel of the Lord, pre-incarnate visitations of God the Son, Messiah equals in the Old Testament, but Christ in the New Testament. Then talk about the Hebrew and I think Amrak, Amaric, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Aramaic, The Hebrew would call them Eoshua, or Joshua, as some would say. What we pronounce as, like Joshua, Joshua. There was also the spelling Yehosua. Joshua. And then of course, with the name we all know, Jesus, or Jesus, Yeshua, but of course, the spelling we're all familiar with, Jesus, Jesus, sort of makes me think of a scene from Tyler Perry's Meet the Brown, with how a lot of time you hear people that say their name is Jesus, and then when they spell it, like Mr. Brother, so they spell your name Jesus, Jesus. You ain't Jesus. Yeah, that was, yeah. That there's that there. So, but yeah, back with this. Sorry about that, a little off topic. But yeah, you got the two different spellings of Jesus. Then of course Emmanuel, God with us. What this means to the person of Jesus: he is eternal, he is exalted, he is victorious. Scriptures such as there were other scriptures that were talked about. First John, John 1:1-2, verse 14. Colossians chapter 1, verse they're pretty loud. John chapter 1, Colossians chapter 1, verse 15-18. Hebrews chapter 1, verse 3. Genesis 3:15, 1 Corinthians 15:20-22, and 56-57, and Philippians chapter 2, 9-11. What it means to be followers of Jesus: not religion, but righteousness and relationship. That's a very important thing. A lot of times the first thing we think about with Christianity, we first think about, there go that religion. But yeah, there's a lot more to it than that there. As far as being followers of Jesus, is righteousness and relationship. So it's not just, the religion, which he explained that religion just on its own, from okay, these are the standards and the law, which is a little bit more, he explained a little bit, like I said, make sure you also, I'll put the link in the description. Like I said, I'm trying to explain the best that I can, but I definitely encourage you to check the link in the description for the church service itself. I'll have that in the description box, as well as also the church site itself and all the information, like Facebook, like his Facebook page and all that. That way you can hear the sermon itself. He definitely broke this down even more so than what I'm reading here. What it means to the world. The kingdom is here and the kingdom is now. So, yeah, God is with us. Yes. Basically, in so many words, the prophet Isaiah is the one that prophesies the coming of Jesus being born of the Virgin Mary, that she would conceive the son, and then as we all know, the angel Gabriel told that to Joseph, because Joseph, Mary came telling him, like, Joseph, dear, I am pregnant with the Son of God. And Joseph didn't really understand that, and he's thinking, like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? We supposed to be engaged, be married. And then he went to sleep one night, and Angel Gabriel said, Joseph, it's okay. Do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, for what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. And he said, okay, appreciate it. Okay, that clears a lot up. Okay, Okay, well that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. Well, that at least that kind of cleared it up there. And okay, well, then now with this whole tax thing, I gotta go home and gotta go back home to Bethlehem and register for the tax. So, Mary dear, we gotta go on to Bethlehem and we'll go ahead to register and have the baby over there. That's how you get Jesus born in the manger in Bethlehem there, and all the shepherds coming to see him. And of course, 2 years after his birth, the wise men saw him. Yeah, it's not like, I know a lot of y'all that have seen films of the nativity. So many of those films have probably showed you the how, like, you see the shepherds come to see Jesus, and instantly you would see the wise men at the same time as the shepherds. Even the most recent nativity movie I've seen, way back in 2006, did that same thing. And like I say, that's one thing that, Phil, that's one reason why it's so important to know the Bible still for yourself. Now, it's not saying that that the films are trying to mess us up completely. Now, you got some that are. Like that Noah movie with Russell Crowe. I hated that movie. But for the most part, most films will give you the words from the Bible, but they're still gonna put their little thing. They're still gonna do that little thing. Just like even Ten Commandments, real good classic. But even it had its little thing, like especially with the people disobeying God and worshiping the golden calf and stuff. So yeah, that's one thing that's always been done with nativity films. They show the wise men come at the same time as the shepherds, but originally, the wise men came when Jesus was 2 years old. Henceforth, why King Herod was mentioning kill all baby boys 2 years and younger, in his attempt to try to eliminate the Messiah. So yeah, that's how we have it. And let's be honest, it actually makes a lot in terms of the wise men travel to Bethlehem. That makes a lot more sense, because you think about baby Jesus being born. Obviously, the word got to the wise men when this happened. And seeing how, back then you ain't got no cars and stuff like that. You got to travel either by foot or by camel or horse and all that. Yeah, it's going to take them quite a while to get over there to Bethlehem. So, yeah, that's a little more logical. So that's pretty much what I got. That's why I was using my phone for this, because I didn't feel like trying to fire up the laptop. I probably would have, if I had made it for the Sundays. If I had made it for the Sunday school on time, I would have done it, because then I would have obviously talked about that and the morning show, which would have been a little bit longer video, more to say. But yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do better. Yeah. So yeah. That's pretty much what I got to say on what we've talked on, what I learned, what I got out of the morning service. Again, link in the description box to our church website, as well as the service live stream, so you can also hear not only just what you're hearing from me, but you can also hear the church service itself, the whole entire service, as well as also the exact words that Pastor David said. I mean, yes, you hear. Like I said, I told you what I've got out of it, but you still need to hear from that itself. It's pretty much to get your attention to our church service. Yeah, basically, yeah, get like, hey, check out I went to church. Y'all check it out. So that's pretty much to get y'all attention to the church service. So, pretty much kind of feel like John the Baptist preached about Jesus. Jesus is coming. So that's it. What I got to say. Definitely check that out, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.